Warning, censorship. Warning, censorship. Warning, censorship.
Well, I saw some good news out of the corner of my eye the other day. For months, I've been asking, where's the opposition to the lockdowns? You don't see it in any real political party. When I mean real political party, I mean a party that's an official opposition or a party that claims to call itself conservative. In fact, conservative parties are amongst the most brutal locker downers there are. I point to Doug Ford's Ontario as an example. And where is the opposition to the lockdown coming from the official opposition in the federal parliament? Aaron O'Toole. I haven't heard a word about lockdowns or civil liberties, even from the more absurd ideas emanating from Justin Trudeau, like his $2,000 hotel quarantine detention project that's clearly unconstitutional. I kept on saying, where is the opposition? And so I was delighted to see news that a new End the Lockdown Caucus is forming. So far, it has about a dozen people, but recognizable names on the list include Ontario's MPP Randy Hillier, independent former Conservative MP Derek Sloan, and our guest now, the leader of the People's Party of Canada, Maxime Bernier, who joins us via Skype from Montreal. Maxime, great to see you again. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you, Ezra. I'm very pleased to be with you.
Well, I'm excited that there was a gathering of independent people together, because I think part of being in opposition, part of being a skeptic, you're not really a joiner. I mean, I think that there's something in the personality of skeptics and dissidents that they're sort of lone rangers sometimes. So to see Randy Hillier and you and Derek Sloan and some city councillors from Ontario pulled together, I found that very encouraging, because I think there's strength in numbers. Tell us what the End the Lockdown Caucus is about. You had a meeting. Are there any plans to do anything more?
Yes, thanks, Ezra. We had a meeting actually last week, and that was under the initiative of Randy Hillier, as you know, a member of the provincial parliament in Ontario. And Randy was very vocal against the lockdowns, like myself. But also, when he called me to be part of that caucus, he said, Maxime, just like you said, Ezra, there's no opposition, official opposition against lockdowns. The Conservatives are nowhere. They don't speak about that. They don't want to speak about that. At the provincial levels, that's the same thing also. The opposition in Quebec, in Ontario, and in other provinces, there's nobody speaking against these authoritarian measures from the provincials and federal government. So Randy had that idea to put together the elected representative or former elected representative from different levels of government, municipal, provincial, and federal. And we had our meeting, Ezra, in Ontario last Monday. We launched the End the Lockdowns Caucus, and I'm very pleased that right now we have more than 14,000 people who signed a petition supporting our initiative, and that's great. And also we have about 20 members of the caucus. So I'm doing the fight here in Quebec. And this week, I will be in touch with a lot of representatives elected at the municipal levels in Quebec. So just to do the fight, the more people will be, the better it will be. And we want people to know that, there's people here in Canada that are elected or were elected in the past who believes that we must change what happened right now, and it's against our freedoms, and we must fight. Our goal, Ezra, is to try to convince the population and changing the public opinion in this country. Because as you know, usually politicians are doing pollings and survey, and there's an official high support for lockdowns, and we need to change that. We need to explain to our citizens and to the population that there's other way to fight the virus, and that's what we will do.
Well, I look forward to seeing the caucus grow. You mentioned other people have signed on. Are any of them at a provincial level, or are they mainly local city councillors? Because there's a couple of absences. Roman Baber, the other Ontario MP who specifically challenged Doug Ford, I don't see him there, or Belinda Karahalios. I don't see Gila Martow, who had, so there are some who aren't joining. I think that look, it's politics. Everyone wants to be the boss, maybe. Everyone wants to be the chief spokesman. I just feel that getting more people, and maybe even from different parties, would be so useful. Can you tell us other people who have joined? I was just looking at the press clippings, and other than the first 5 people, I don't have any names. Is there anyone you can tell us that is ready to go public with their support? Is anyone joining the team that would be interesting to our viewers?
Yeah, you just said Roman, as you know, is was elected in Ontario at the provincial level, and Belinda also. I will be in touch with them. I will reach them this afternoon, actually, and I hope they would be part of that caucus. And, there's not a lot of representatives elected at the provincial level that are ready to join the caucus because, as you know, Ezra, they can have a lot of pressure from their peers and their colleagues not to be part of the caucus. So we think that they must fight for what they believe, and if they said something against the lockdowns in the past, against these lockdowns in the past, they must be part of our caucus, and we are just starting to reach them. We have a couple of names that we will reach. I'm going to reach also some of them at the Legislative Assembly in Quebec, and we'll see. Our goal is to increase that, but it will be easier, I think, to have more elected representatives at the municipal level because there's no party line there, so they can express their view easily. So that will be our goal, to have more elected representatives at the municipal level.
That's an excerpt from my daily show, The Ezra Levant Show. Every day I do a monologue on the news of the day, then I interview an interesting guest, and then I read my hate mail. You gotta subscribe. Go to rebelnews.com.